G'day people. Yeah, I've not uploaded anything for a little bit, and before New Year's arrives I figured I might put something out. So in front of us we have a Lockwood Twin that I'm going to slap into the vise shortly and see if we can pick it. Oh yeah, and because it's the festive season, this video proudly sponsored, although not really, by a wild turkey. Get your bird on. Okay, so let's see if we can get a wriggle on here. Protect the bottom of the lock. Put in a tension tool. Grab a lovely pick from T&J's Lockpicking Nord. With a lovely wooden handle, which is seen World War II. It's from a chunk of wood, well, part of the tree, and the tree itself was kind of riddled with bullet holes from World War II. So, picking a lock with some history, well, not history on the lock, but history in the pick. Hang on a second. There we go. The click out of 6. 1, a bindy 2, and we just dropped into a false set. So counter rotation 3. Rotates back so we know it's set. Counter rotation 4, rotates back so we know it is set. Counter rotation 5, and it rotates back so we know that it is set. So I should leave us with pin 1. Ah, okay, you heard the disaster there. So pin 2 should be binding, and that should have been its setting, and there we go, we've got a full set back. And pin 3 seems to have dropped. Counter rotation, it rotates back into place. That was 4. Oops. Now 5, and it rotates back into place. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm making the assumption now that all of that is set. Okay, we'll let that fall out. And moving on to the sidebar. I'm just trying to roll this pick across the tip of these sidebar pins, so I'm pretty sure that I'm in place. Trying to get my tension right. Just trying to get the tension right, if I can. I need to drop off a little bit of tension so the sidebar pins can be set more easily. But I need to maintain some tension so I don't drop the other pins that I have set. So I'm kind of going at it a little carefully. Probably a little bit too carefully. Noise in the background is an old episode of the Dudesons. Oops, careful. And we're open. Haha! So, yeehaw. It's a little sloppy on the sidebar pins, but it's open, so I'll grab a pinning tray for a moment. I'll release the lock from the vise, hold it in view, place it on the pinning tray. Whoa. Okay, so let's release it. Oh, I'll just lock it up. I have a key. Polymorph. Raw. Alright, so I'll need tweezers. Follow a screwdriver. And that should be enough. So let's get a wriggle on. Where did that other spring go to? Ah, it was there. Oh, I saw it there. If I've lost that, I'm going to be a little bit ticked off. So anyway, everything's out of the lock. So what I'll do is I'll come in for a closer view. Okay, back again. Found my spring. It was kind of wound itself around another spring, and it's so damn thin. It looked as if it was just the one spring, when in fact it was two. So, yahoo, I don't have to beg, borrow or steal to get another spring. But, moving along, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are all standard pins in terms of the key pins. So we'll move straight to the driver pins. We have a spool in 1, standard in 2, somewhat shorter spool in 3, spool in 4, spool in 5, and a standard pin in 6. Steel springs all over here, all 6 of them. Now, the sidebar is all here and intact. Oh, excuse me. Wild turkey's coming back to get me. So, yeah, you saw that before anyway, but there it is. The springs for the sidebar are there, 1, 2. Now, these sidebar pins, you can see there is a single gate in each, and also you'll notice here there's some very slight, I would call them kind of serrations. I wouldn't consider them to be deep enough to call them false gates, in that I don't think you're going to slip into one of those and, you know, really feel like you're kind of in place, and then, you know, with a little bit stronger tension, you're not really going to get locked up in them. It's just a really shallow serration. So I don't think these serrations do too much. Compare those to the true gate. The feel is obviously very different. You'll feel a little sensation going through these serrations, but once you go into a true gate, it's a definite solid feel. So not too bad to tell the difference. So that's it for the pins. No modifications in the plug or up in the Bible. We've got a little ball bearing up the front here for drill protection. Yeah, that's probably about all there is to show for this lock. So, just to recap, it's a beautiful lock. Nice tolerances. Quite often while picking this, I'll be sort of setting things, and while I'm setting things, other things will drop. So I'll have to go back through and check to make sure that everything is still set upstairs before I move to the sidebar. And that's an interesting little game as well, because you need to, well, I feel I need to drop off a little tension so the sidebar pins can set more easily, but the obvious game is to maintain enough tension so that the top pins don't drop down. But as I said, reducing tension enough so that you really don't have to fight so hard to put the sidebar pins into place. Only 3 of them in the Lockwood Twin, as opposed to, I'm looking to see if I have one. Well, that's an ASSA, something ASSA Twin. Anyway, it's an ASSA Twin laying somewhere around here. Yeah, so you can see with an ASSA Twin, there's like 5, I think, of these little sidebar pins. So, and the sidebar pins themselves are a little bit trickier than these ones. So, I believe the ASSA Twin to be a more difficult pick than the Lockwood Twin. But that's not to say that the Lockwood Twin is a walk in the park. It's a very good lock, and a little bit of skill, a little bit of effort. I don't want to play up my skills because I'm nobody. I'm just another guy who likes to pick locks. But that's enough for that. My wild turkey is calling me, so I'm going to put this lock back together and slurp away my wild turkey. peace and respect, I should say, before I bugger off. Wish you all the very best. Belated Merry Christmas to one and all. Wish you a Happy New Year. Hit it hard. Take no prisoners. See you on another day. Bye for now.